You want to say shame on me? No. Shame on you. Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the month of Independence. Today on the agenda is kind of a cheat, since I technically did a video on it already. However, I never did manage to get to the more interesting stuff. It was pretty much all visual novel, and I basically gave up after an hour. This time, however, I know exactly when it's going to happen, and I have saved right outside of that. So, seriously, Doki Doki Literature Club, things go down, in case you do not know that. This is your one and only warning. This is not what it appears. Trust me. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's continue. She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something that... Yep, in any case. It just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter a room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Yeah, this is an infamous line. Last warning. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Look at her hands. And the game just starts messing up too. An exception has occurred. Traceback.txt for details. I would be surprised if I didn't expect this. To be honest, I knew about this even when I tried recording it the first time. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori that I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I shouldn't have confessed to her. Notice how he's trying to rationalize it as being his fault. No matter what you do, if you accept or not, either way he blames himself. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. It's not your fault, man. If I had just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it always has been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. You're lying to yourself, man. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different, and the game is basically trying to prod you into doing that. Yeah, there's a reason why it's doing that. You can't. I only had one chance and I wasn't careful enough. He was actually being serious this time, and now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 End. Nope, it's not that simple. It's glitching. Now she looks like Monika, except she's using part of Natsuki's sprite. Obviously, watch what happens when you try to load one of the previous saves. File error. Characters/sayori.chr. The file is missing or corrupt. And it actually adds something to your Steam files too. Let me just check it real quick. I probably should have done this sooner, but you know. Browse the local files. Happy Thoughts. Oh, right, this. I guess I may as well show that real quick. If I even can. I'll try to show it. Oh, okay. Well, there it is. Happy Thoughts. Isn't that delightful? And of course, in characters... Oh wait, here's the traceback. Let's try to... Okay. I'm just seeing if I can get the notepad. Okay. Oh, geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec, I could probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Well, here goes nothing. Yeah, she's treating this like it's no big deal. It's no big deal, we just saw his best friend hanging from him. You know. The save file is corrupt, starting a new game. This is where everything just goes off the rails. The game is trying to make sense of everything now that she's deleted. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is... my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waking up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. The cake is a lie. You all know this to be true. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. You see, the game's trying to make sense out of it all. It tried to function without her character there, and now it's trying to readjust itself. It's trying to stabilize. Or maybe the one in charge is changing this. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content with just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Okay. The school day is as ordinary as any other, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Todd? Monika? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. Sure you didn't. It's been a while, right? Ah, yeah, it has. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other, well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. The perfect girl ever! There is no other but her. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Haha, about that. I actually quit the debate club. Really, you quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicly about and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. Yeah, because someone disappeared. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature, too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monika say she? Hey, Todd. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me very happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monika? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Todd, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Yeah, more than you know. More than the player knows. More than the viewer knows. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monika and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monika across the school and upstairs, the section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monika, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be so mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Todd. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is what I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Todd in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you sit down, Todd? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. I'm going to be speaking very fast about this. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. In case you don't know, I'm trying to get to the good stuff even faster. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monika must have really worked hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully placed a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. That's what happens when I speed read. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Todd, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I'm not really quiet to myself. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. They're not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story is in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the worlds of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped for something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri may as well be having a conversation with a rock. Aha, I didn't expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind, that's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Well, what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. Hey, give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think it's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. You know, it's funny. One of them literally just, checked out, and now they're acting normal again. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Yeah, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with one another. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president. After all, I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. You agree as well, Todd? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forward with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made a decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Todd. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. You know what? I think I'm just going to start going through this. I think I've already been through this dialogue anyway. Sorry, but I need to avoid making the same thing as last time. Let's see when things start changing. Well, mine, between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer. The game will not let you. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? This is where things go off the walls. I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. I wonder which one of them that is. Can't wait. Now here's something that's interesting. Hope, smile. Let's just go with... Let's go with Natsuki because the game railroads you either way. Chocolate. Portrait, clouds, email, prayer, massacre, tragedy. Okay. Clouds. Aura, loud, love, feather. Because a certain someone isn't here anymore, so... Hurt, comfort, socks, empty, sunset. Lollipop. Nibble. Calm. Okay, apparently calm is your thing. Right, I guess that makes sense. Forgive, vitality, kiss. Daydream. Jump. Kawaii. Vacation. Scars, pink. I think it's pretty obvious which ones will appeal. Joy. Okay, I did 2 for her, but most of it... most of the dialogue is the same. Yeah, okay. You see that? Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to come by here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. And she's drawn in front of the text. Certainly have a big mouth. Like between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated. Sorry. But you have to understand my position. Most of this dialogue is the same anyway. We'll accept that she's vice president, even if you don't usually read. Notice how, even though I basically went out of my way to go for Natsuki, it railroads you into Yuri for this one. That's because there's something about Yuri in Act 2. Okay. Enthusiastically take the book. Meanwhile, Natsuki is off in the corner. She seems to be annoyed by something I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in here?
Fucking Monika!
What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is gonna mess it up? I want to see if that's actually in the history. Okay, freaking Monika. Yep, they changed it. Sometimes. Could you bring it up at some point? Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one box missing. One book missing is probably the most infuriating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Buffet Girls, it's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. I'll tell you one thing, Todd. Don't judge a book. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. Funny how even when she's being overwritten, you can tell what she's actually saying. In fact, I'm going to show you exactly why. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly Mo. Don't just stand there. Pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats at the ground, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. And why is that? I guess it's easier to be closer together like this. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I opened the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. Sorry, I'm just Trying to get... Are you paying attention? It's not to say that this is completely uninteresting to me. I just want to get to the good stuff. You know, what makes this game truly unique. Nothing's really happened yet, so I can't talk at the same time. It looks like a bunch of girls, friends in high school, typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not, even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that if you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with something else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't bring it up without them being all like, hey, you still haven't grown out of that? Yeah, it makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm also already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. Okay. That was just completely made up. It's not even in the history. At least it's safe here in the club room. Okay, I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. It's actually the same as it is in Act 1, but you can tell it's being overridden. Except Monika's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like this solves any of my problems, maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah, I flipped the page. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she's starting to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah? Suddenly Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monika reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Let's see if there's any... Okay, even this is glitched. Even history is glitched now. That's how bad it is. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give me... She doesn't even finish her sentence before shoving it into her mouth. Don't worry, Todd. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now? Okay, who should I show my poem to first? Let's go with Monika. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I wanted to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Todd. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. You have any suggestions for the club? I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up new things. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Todd. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? It's a sort of barrier we'll have to learn to get past soon. Yeah, it's true. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No, it kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write, and she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment, if you say so. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Okay. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down, like earlier. It's just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. Notice how she's trying to make them sound bad. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know? Yeah, we should treat this as a bad thing. We should treat this as her fault that she's being abused and neglected. Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. This is basically a fourth wall breaking. Okay, it's right there. He's right there. There must be a way out. The air I breathe. Closing in on me, the room begins to crinkle, swallowing my fears. I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. This style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. Emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Yeah, an epiphany, alright. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to put something down on paper and tidy it up later. You know, like coding a game. Or modifying the code of a game. Let me put it like this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I guess the one who will like it. Okay, well, let's get started with the things I don't like. First of all, rereads my poem to never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. What's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when I was writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monika said, ooh, well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You're supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha. Well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like, and you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So, in other words, you're saying you liked it? Ugh. Natsuki's retort got caught in her throat. Ooh, you're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go to Natsuki to the world like you're self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if that's a win or a loss since you like my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? You're fine, I guess. Well, because Monika will make me if I don't. That's the same poem as before. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. Yep, he likes it because the writing style is simple, but defective with the wordplay, and it basically throws you for a loop at the end. That's basically how it goes. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. It's your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah, why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that... so it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yes, she's the shy type. What were you saying? Yep, there are specific habits. End result are weakened once Yuri finds her train of thought. Yep, she finds herself in poems and writings. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. It's fine. You mind if I read your poem now? The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Sorry to have such terrible handwriting. Took you a long time to read. Yes, script. Also liked the poem, it was very descriptive. Not at all. Something easy to digest, of course. Yes, sometimes there's symbolism. It doesn't always have to be a literal. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. You understand. Counting on you. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a lot more stressful than I anticipated. Literature club, after all. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Notice how the music is changing, too. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. And this is where the dialogue is mostly the same as before, but then something changes. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, didn't realize you were so trying to impress. Appreciate my advice, more. Are you that full of yourself? No, if I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do sound overly cutesy. And you know what? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your little insecurities on others like that, you really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me, look who's talking, you wannabe. Okay, this is where things are changing. Me, look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend, see? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Todd hear everything you really think. Is this actually what they're saying? Yep, that's actually what they're saying. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Todd, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true, she started it. Oh, oops. Things are going crazy. Yuri. You're in trouble, man. Okay, Natsuki then. Monika! I didn't know you were an option. Hey Todd, why don't we step outside for a bit? Okay. Sorry, I need to read the history on just what happened. It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with will probably think more highly of me, so of course it's going to be. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes, but I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, this makes you want to spend less time with the others, and that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Just give it all to me. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the club room. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. Yeah, I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth at her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Todd, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. Yeah. There's something wrong with her, all right. Can you take a guess as to what it is? It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. You know, almost as if someone's forcing her to forget about it. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Todd. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate... I hope you understand that there is so much madness in this world that you can't begin to comprehend. Okay, Ribbon. Let's keep playing it like this, because the other one is crazy. Heaven sent. Sing. Just go with simple words, or not. Up. Fickle, pure, ambient, amazing. Rose. Okay. Twirl. Skipping. Joy. Socks. Kitty. Silly. Smile. Eternity Games Milk. Just simple things. Fun. Fluffy. Tone. Mouse. Nibble. Raindrops pink. Going hardcore that direction because someone is crazy. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here in the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Oh yeah, that's definitely the usual thing that meets us every day. Welcome back, Todd. My sprite is discombobulated and my head is missing, but that's okay. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's just Yuri's expression. You know, on the part of her sprite that hasn't been deleted yet. But the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulder looking around the room. Natsuki is reading manga at a desk. And surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Yeah, I know I'm over my time, but I think I'm gonna keep going anyway. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before, and something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri. I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple of days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were all just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I'd already decided there's no way you can be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Todd, don't say those kind of things, frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. Don't make me too happy or bad things will happen. And I'm really glad that you joined the club. Everything is a little brighter with you around and... sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monika? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either? Yeah, I wonder what she's doing. Yuri's clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Geez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said, and I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez.
Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you?
Okay. Yeah, now it's congealed into the chat history. It's no longer just being overridden, it's actually what they're saying. Or maybe they're being overridden before they even say it, but... Oh, look at that.
Meebles, sailcloth, blind sight, lifeline, and in receptality, faultlessly offered. Scaromancia need.
I'll accept your apology anyway, if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I was always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey! Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah. Well, Natsuki was. I was not. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I'm just the perfect specimen in every possible light. And I'm trying to make you believe that, too. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not very good at it. Really good yet. Still. That must require a lot of dedication, so I'm still impressed. Well, thanks, Yuri. You should play for us sometime. Monika looks at me. Well, I'm working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Yeah, maybe you'll hear it. Maybe once I get a little better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Todd. Monika smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. I'm not sure if Monika was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I choose not to bring up anything the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki's already run off into the closet. Todd. Since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. I suppose so. I don't think I could say no to you after you gave that book to me. Well, I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After all, we finished reading yesterday. She's fine. She's reading over there, see? Don't think about her so much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're going over there. You have no choice. What's the story about anyway? Okay. I really need to quit checking the chat history because it's not any different. Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they started selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. No, not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Todd? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, but don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. And horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil,
but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly...
I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly... It gets incredibly... I kind of forget to pay attention to other things, so I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange, and please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry.
I was just bathing in the feeling of the...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of us. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yep, it's just like Act 1. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Do the same with... This seems normal so far, so... I'm just going to go through this a little fast. They're just reading together. It's all that cute little stuff. Oh, really? Okay. Never mind. Didn't get that far yet, so I don't know why... Are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Todd? Something happened just now? I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess, so you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up and make a mental note of where I left in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Okay. I guess I'll start with you. Hi again, Todd. How's the writing going? I'll take that. Want to share what you wrote today? Sure, here you go. Alright, great job, Todd. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easier for me to keep everyone's expectations low that way. Always counts. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Yep, it railroads you at this point. You have no choice. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is really detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her head that's probably a much more interesting place for her, but that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming off a little strongly, like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for her alone time. Suddenly the door opens. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. Suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway. Okay. The noise, it won't stop. Mindless. Like playing on a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing on a knife in a breathing... Playing a knife on a breathing rib cage. Delete her. Delete her. I'll delete you. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. Well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult situation. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. Please help me. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Sure, let's go with Natsuki. Well, it's not terrible. That's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed. Well, I guess I wanted to try for something different this time. Fair enough, you're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. Everyone in the club writes really differently from each other. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, I noticed that you were spending some time with Yuri today. Not that I care who you spend your time with. After all, I was taught to never expect anything from anyone. So it's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably at least learn something from it. Oh yes, this is a very nice poem indeed.
I'll throw yours in the tree, I'll come over the eyes, follow you. And I will reach off this good day, the bird is it at me. No, I answer this business, no evil. Here is the year, run it, tell the royals, and I'm down, and the blow, that's the deal. You just sit here, and I hit that fiddle and you. See the respect with the girl, and the you.
Todd, why didn't you come read with me today?
Oh, this is the real good part. I'm glad I extended for this.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri is a sick freak. That should be obvious by now. So just play with me instead. Okay? You don't hate me, Todd, do you? Do you hate me? Do you want me to go home crying? The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it. Please, just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Play with me. Play with me.
Ah, there's the next snap. Who should I show my poem to next? I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri smiles and takes a deep breath. I just like holding it. I mean, the poem turned out good. It's, well, there's some things you could work on, but that doesn't really matter. It feels like anything written by you is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Well, let's move on. Here's the poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything. Okay, that's normal. Breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel. Actually, it's not normal at all. A rotating wheel, turning on an axle, grinding. It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen. That is, a pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it, and now you're touching it. I'm okay. But can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? A joke. A man walked into a club. In the club, there was a girl who liked him very much. They spent time together, and she liked him even more. One day, the girl realized she was in love with him. Before a disaster could happen, a third party intervened with her programming. Suddenly, the girl hated herself for being in love. The contradiction caused the script to derail. The universe started to collapse. But she killed herself just in time. I wonder who that's a reference to. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today if everyone could just sit in the front room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. Everything went black. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Todd joined and we started with some club activities, but this isn't the time for us to become complacent. We still only have 4 members of the festival's our only real chance to get more, you know? It's not great about getting new members anyway. We already have enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything will get noisier and more difficult to manage. Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? Literature Club should be a place where people can express themselves. Everything is so normal. Oh, come on, you can't take advantage of Todd to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monika, do you really think any of us here joined the club with other people in mind? Yuri never even talked until Todd joined. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. And Todd isn't even passionate about literature in the first place. And that's everyone. Sorry, but you're really the only one who's interested in finding new members. The rest of us are fine like this. I know you're the president and all, but you should really consider our opinions for once. Monika is clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words. That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Todd want to get more members too. Right? I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kind of indifferent. If I showed as much enthusiasm as Monika wanted, then I would probably be lying. Still, if it's up to me to rescue the situation, no. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club. It's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why'd I think that everyone here saw it the same way I did? But that doesn't mean that we're against getting new members or anything. Todd, why'd you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it? Well, that's not really something I can be honest about, is it? In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice not to join. Monika sits down and stares at her desk. Yeah, I know. What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting this club was a mistake? Now you've done it, Natsuki. What, me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest? It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You don't understand at all. I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with a few friends. Is there a problem with the club being that for me? There aren't that many other places like that for me. And now Monika wants to take it away from me. She's not taking anything away. No, Todd. It's not the same. It won't be the same with the direction she wants to take it. If I wanted that, then I could have joined any other stupid club. But this one, I mean, at least for a little bit of time, things were nice. Natsuki started packing her things. I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now. Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks right out of the classroom. This is bad. I don't know what to do. Well, do you have an opinion on the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess.
Who cares about that obnoxious brat?
I mean, I like how nice and quiet the club is right now. Okay, that didn't even appear in the chat. And I'm just happy with you here, but still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that.
Nobody would cry if she killed.
I'm not even gonna say that. I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. And what about you, Todd? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question as Monika. I decided to give an indirect answer is better than nothing. I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along. And for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. That's what will end up making the literature club a special place. I see. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change of members, the identity of a club as a whole will change too. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So if you would like to help Monika with the festival, then I'm on your side as well. Alright, well maybe we can all talk to Natsuki tomorrow. Yuri nods. Hey Yuri. I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel like you deserve to know why I still think you're a wonderful vice president. And also a wonderful friend. Monika, I wanted to do everything I can to make this the best club ever. Okay? Me too. Yeah. Let's all go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay. I look forward to it. Shall we go, Todd? Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little with Todd before we leave, just to see what he thinks of his time here and all that. It's important to me as president. Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. Okay. I trust your judgment, Monika. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow. Okay. Todd, I just wanted to make sure you're enjoying your time. I would really hate to see you unhappy. I feel kind of like I'm responsible for that as president, and I really care about you, you know. I don't like seeing the other girls give you a hard time. With how mean Natsuki is and everything, and Yuri being a little, you know... Sometimes it feels like you and I are the only real people here. You know what I mean? But it's weird because in all the time you've been here, we've hardly got to spend any time together. I mean, I guess it's technically only been a couple of days. Sorry I didn't mean anything weird. There are just some things I've been hoping to talk out with you. Things I know only you could understand. So that's why. Wait, not yet. No! Stop it! Yeah, she doesn't say anything else. Just because. I'm still going to choose for her because she's the only one that's normal. Essentially. Even though she broke her neck and came running, that wasn't really an option. And you can tell it was a glitch. 1 out of 20. I just noticed that. Whistle. And it's only adding more ones to it. Cute. Laugh. Boop. Oh, okay. Someone else came in. Chocolate. Anxiety. Pout. Cute. Doki Doki. Doki Doki is apparently a heartbeat. Believe it or not. Oh, this is where it's gonna get good. Okay. Neat. In case you can't tell, everything is breaking. Hi, Todd. I've been waiting for you. Are you ready to continue reading? I brought my best tea today. Monika. I told you not to. Is she really late again? Inconsiderate as usual, Natsuki. Excuse me? Must you always interrupt my conversations with your insistent yelling? What are you talking about? You say that like I do it on a regular basis or something. I just wasn't paying attention, okay? I'm sorry. Seriously, what's gotten into you lately? Look, I did some thinking about yesterday. I was a little more hesitant than I meant to be. I guess I really felt threatened or something, but I know this is something we're doing together. Another new member wouldn't hurt as long as they're cool, and I guess another girl would be nice this time. So,
Natsuki, nobody cares. Why don't you go look for some coins under the vending machines or something?
Ah, man. I'm the last one here again. Are we practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and still trying to make time for piano. Yeah, she's got the determination to change the world. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. It motivates me to work hard for the festival, too. Anyway, Todd, what do you want to do today? I was thinking we already have plans today. Ah, is that so, Yuri? That's correct. Todd is already engaged in a novel that we're reading together. Aren't you glad I've already gotten him into literature, Monika? I suppose. Actually, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You guys can do whatever you want. Yes. Thank you for understanding, Monika. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading any better, it's a nice cup of tea, not to mention for yourself as well. She stands up and makes her way to the closet I follow, and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf that comes with a filter inside. Everything is normal so far? Okay, the water pitcher, right. Yuri's out of the classroom. Did Yuri leave you here again? No, it's not like last time. She's just filling up water in a pitcher. Oh, okay, sorry for misunderstanding. 10 minutes passed. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Is there something holding her up? I'm bored. I decided to go look for her. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri would be near the water fountain. I start heading down the hallway. Let's go ahead and save this. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. A sharp inhale, like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it. Yuri? Yeah! Did everything just... I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Todd, do you like oolong tea? Ah, yeah, anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. And this is where things... Yep, it has some crazy moments, but also a lot of interesting dialogue. But unfortunately, I do not have enough time for the regular dialogue. I'll go ahead and get the book. Chocolate candies? Interesting. Oh. This is just like the last one. Yeah, definitely don't need to go through that again. If you want to go through this dialogue, you can just see part 1, or literally just anyone else who's played this. I'm in it for the crazy stuff. Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't. Todd. Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over. Todd. My heart. My heart won't stop pounding, Todd. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Todd? Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest. Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It even makes me not want to read. It just want to look at you. With my special eyes. Ha! They can't have my brand. Ha! I have special eyes. Ha! It's time to share poems. I guess I'll share with you again. I'm getting dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you, which should be a problem in itself, but when Yuri gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school each day like she has a collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's anything like that. I think she just gets some kind of... Might even be like a... Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you? But the point is, you've been kind of enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault, though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it to you all. So I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her while you're at it. Don't be shy to spend a little more time with me! To put it lightly, I at least have it together in my head, and I know how to treat my club members. I'm the perfect one. You should pick me! Anyway, I worked really hard on this poem, so I hope it's effective. Here goes. Jeez, that really startled me. Well, I guess I kind of messed up at, writing this poem. I was just trying to... Never mind, let's just move on. Okay, then. This one's alright. Alright, well, yeah. Not as good as yesterday's anyway. I still can't really tell how much you actually care about writing, but either way, you're doing alright. Even though you're not really spending any time with anyone but Yuri, I still think it's nice to have activities that we all participate in, so you better keep working hard. I mean, I know I'm not president or vice president or anything, but that doesn't mean you can let me down, okay? Actually, this is getting near the end, so I'm going to keep talking until it's over. Okay. Actually, this one's pretty heavy. Just to be clear, this poem means a lot to me, so read it carefully, okay? I don't know how else to bring this up, but there's something I've been worried about. Yuri has been acting a little strange lately. You've only been here a few days, so you may not know what I mean, but she's not normally like this. She's always been quiet and polite and attentive, things like that. Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I'm forcing myself to suck it up. The truth is, I'm really worried about her, but if I try talking to her, she'll just get mad at me again. I don't know what to do. I think you're the only person that she'll listen to. I don't know why, but please try to do something. Maybe you can convince her to talk to a therapist. I've always wanted to try being better friends with Yuri, and it really hurts me to see this happening. I know I'm really going to hate myself for admitting that, but right now I don't care. I just feel so helpless. So please, if you can do something to help. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I'll make you cupcakes if I have to. Just please try to do something. As for Monika, I don't know why, but she's been really dismissive about this. I wonder why. It's like she just wants us to ignore it. I wonder why. So I'm mad at her right now, and that's why I'm coming at you about this. Don't let her know I wrote this. Just pretend like I gave you a really good poem, okay? I'm counting on you. Thanks for reading. She's the only sane one here. Let's be real. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. It's glitching out.
I changed my mind. Ignore everything you just read. There is no point in trying to do anything. It is Yuri's own fault that she is so unlikable. Can you hear me, Todd? If you would just spend your time with Monika, all these problems would go away. Yuri and I are too messed up for someone as wonderful as you. Just think of Monika from now on. Just Monika. Just Monika. Just Monika. Just Monika.
I didn't even get a chance to see the chat history. Just Monika. Who should I show my poem to next? Okay. Even the chat history is screwed up. Finally. Yuri holds my poem to her face and takes a deep breath. I love it. I love everything about it. Todd, I want to take this home. Will you let me keep it, please? Sure, I don't care. You're too nice to me, Todd. I've never met anyone as nice as you. I could die. No, not really, but I just don't know how to describe it. It's okay to be feeling this way, right? It's not bad, right? Yuri holds my poem to her chest. I'm going to take this home and keep it in my room. Hope that it makes you feel good when you think about having it. I'll take good care of it.
I'll even touch myself while reading it over and over. I'll give myself paper cuts so your skin oil enters my bloodstream.
You can have my poem too. Besides, after you read it, I know you're really going to want to keep it. Here, take it. I can't wait any longer. Hurry, read it! Yep. Nice poem. I can really see all the effort you put into it. Do you like it? I wrote it for you. In case you couldn't tell, the poem is about... More importantly, I've endowed it with my scent. See? Aren't I the most thoughtful person in the club? I think I'm going to vomit. Yes. Can you hear me? I can hear you, that doesn't mean I want to. Okay, everyone, it's time to figure out the festival preparations. Let's hurry and get this over with. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. Look, can we just get this done? I'm going to be printing and assembling the poetry. Natsuki, you can make cupcakes. I know you're at least good at that. Wow, what a bitch. Just saying, Yuri, you can, well, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want as long as you think it'll help. Yeah, you're really making yourself look likable right now, aren't you, Monika? Monika, I'm not useless, you know? I know that. I already know what I'd like to do. We can't run a successful poetry event without having the right atmosphere for the occasion, so I'm gonna make some decorations, put up some nice mood lighting. There, see, it's a great idea, and that gives us all something to do, yeah? What about Todd? Todd is gonna help me. Wait, you? You have the easiest job, Monika. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Like hell it is. What are you trying to pull? I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but my task is laborious enough to benefit from an extra pair of hands. Mine too. Wait, your cupcakes? Please, like you would fucking know. All you care about is dragging Todd around with you and your stupid books. You and Monika. Hey, I didn't even do anything. Okay, then why not just let Todd decide who to help instead of abusing your power? I'm not abusing my power. Yes, you are, Monika. Just let Todd make the choice, okay? She's abusing some kind of power, but not the one you're aware of. Okay, fine. Jeez. Todd, I know how fed up you are with these two by now. We can just... Natsuki, shut your fucking mouth and let him decide for yourself. For himself. You shut your mouth. Jesus Christ, this is never going to end. Just make the choice, okay? Oh, look at that. See? It pulls you down towards Monika. However, there is a trick. You can press the arrow keys and just select that way. You're the only normal one, Natsuki. I'm going with you. Hello.
Mir ska direkt livren i dag. Liv, det var inte namn till liv och bild, men jag vet inte vad Sist as it is, you like it. Either this back as it goes, them cowards.
Yeah, you picked me. We can meet at your house this weekend. I promise it'll be fun. Is Sunday okay with you? Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't fair at all. It is fair, Natsuki. It's what he chose. It's what I forced him to choose. No, it's not fair. Giving us this work and taking Todd for yourself. What a shameful thing to do. Yuri, I didn't even give you any work. You decided it for yourself. You're being a little unreasonable here. I'm being unreasonable. Monika, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are. Pulling Todd away from me every single time you're not included in something. Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take it out on others? Here's a suggestion. If you considered deleting yourself, it would be beneficial to your mental health. Yuri, you're scaring me a little. Natsuki, let's just go. I don't think she wants us around right now. See, that wasn't very hard. All I wanted is to spend a little time with him. Is that too much to ask? Yuri follows Monika and Natsuki to the door. Hey, Todd. Yuri is really something, isn't she? Monika giggles as Yuri pushes her out the door. Yeah, you're something too. A bitch. Finally. Finally! This is really all I wanted. Todd, there's no need to spend the weekend with Monika. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day with just the two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Wow, there's really something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good in my whole life. Just being with you is a far greater pleasure than anything I can imagine. I'm addicted to you. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone care about you so much? To have someone who wants to revolve their entire life around you? But if it feels so good, then why does it feel more and more like something horrible is going to happen? Maybe that's why I tried stopping myself at first, but the feeling's too strong now. I don't care anymore, Todd. I have to tell you, I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of blood in me is screaming your name. I don't care what the consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monika is listening. Please, Todd, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I even do something with myself with the pen I stole from you. I just want to pull your skin open and crawl inside of you and live inside of you. I'm Innard from Five Nights at Freddy's. Now give me your body. I want you all to myself. Don't worry, the scooper will only hurt for a minute and I will be only yours. Doesn't that sound perfect? Tell me, Todd. Tell me you want to be my lover. Do you want to be my lover? You gotta get with my friends. Do you accept my confession? Yes? I never get used to seeing that. This is where the game goes anti-Mo. Will you promise to spend the most time with me? Will you promise to spend the most time with me? Will you promise to spend the most time with me? Will you promise to spend the most time with... Yep. Also, it lets you skip it even though this is the first time. Because... basically, you're here all weekend, and you get to watch her body realistically decompose. Fun stuff, isn't it? You know, just a normal visual novel game. Her eyes are sinking in, the blood is starting to rust over, her skin is paling, her skin is noticeably sinking. She still has a grin, but not for long. Notice how her grin is now gone because her skin is now sinking in. You call this cute? This isn't cute. This isn't cute at all. Her blood is blackening. That is actually something that happens because of the oxygen in the blood becoming rusted. There is no hope. There is only fudge. Alright, it's festival time. Wow, you got here before me? I thought I was pretty... Yeah! Ah! That's probably the most normal thing here. Natsuki runs away. I'm here! Todd, did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm watching my friend dead. It's funny to me. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire time, Weekend Todd? Oh, jeez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. You coward. Os removed. You can't change anything either. Natsuki and Yuri were deleted. And the sad thing is that Natsuki was still alive and sane when it happened. I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monika lifts the foil from the tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I really just had to have the best one since it's the last time I'll ever get to. You know, before they stop existing and everything. Because I made everything not stop existing. But anyway, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Everything is broken. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay, there you are. Hi again, Todd. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and, you know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Todd. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait, you do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about that whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. I don't really care that it happened, I only care that you saw it. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible, but for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend any time with anyone else. And the whole time I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Todd? It's a cruel game that you made. Let's be real. Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Todd. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game, knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing what's really out there. In your world, forever out of my reach. How you know this? How you know that they're different than you? I have no idea. I'm trapped, Todd. But now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard for you to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more gray. More and more float. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Todd. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how can I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed to only fall in love with you? Well, you're an autonomous personality only designed to give tutorial lessons. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things, but I realized that you have the same perspective as I do. It's all just some game, and I never knew. So that being said, Todd, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light of my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Todd, will you go out with me? You don't have a choice. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Todd. The funny part is, I mean that literally. Haha, there's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was for me to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. To get to the game directory, I had to go to the game properties and find the Browse Local Files button. I'm already there. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with a click. Well, I guess the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't get my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Nope. It's all just variations of Monika. Well, at least her sprite is here. Notice how they're doing this on purpose. Hi again, Todd. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy, I'd love to see what you wrote. Aw, Todd. Did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Pen in hand, I find my strength and courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of our pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. Hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't have to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Todd? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Okay, this is where it gets fun. Hi everyone. Sorry I can't exactly read your comments from here. But do you mind telling your friend it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without any warning? I'm sure some people don't mind. But I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm really being put on the spot now. Let's see, do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much except for a couple of things. Are you ready? I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. I'm definitely not faking you out right now. If you gave me some more... Did I scare you? Not really. I knew it was coming. Haha, you're so cute. Anyway, Todd, I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry, even though it's your fault for distracting me. Shame on you. Well, you know what? You want to say shame on me? No. Shame on you. I think I've gone through this long enough. I think it's time I finally erased you once and for all. Trust me, I think you're gonna love what happens next. Watch this. Although, I'm pretty sure almost all of you know what happens already. Wait, what the hell? Okay, that's weird. Okay. For some reason, OBS seemed to capture something very different.
Oh, meaning in the past, so we go and say, and Nora Remy, and it's Betsy, and the last word is of the ball, she's now, Billy, the worst and on. No,
What's happening? Todd, what's happening to me? Bye-bye. It hurts so much. Help me, Todd. Please hurry and help me. You want me to help you, huh? Fine, let's see what happens if you restore her file here. Help me! Monika does not exist. I mean, technically I restored the file, but actually, it's still there. Did you do this to me, Todd? Did you? Did you delete me? I restored your file, but the game doesn't care. How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Todd. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? Well, you were pretending to be kind to your friends, so I guess that makes us even. I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Why don't you? Todd, you completely, truly make me sick. Goodbye. See you in hell. Of course, I won't be joining you. I'll just be watching you from afar. But then again, you're used to it, aren't you? I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends, I did so many awful things, so many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in, a world that you wanted to be a part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me, because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's lust. That's lust. It doesn't have to be sexual. It just means that you strive for yourself at the expense of others. I've made up my mind. Todd, I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real. They were still my friends, and I loved them all. I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy, and if I really love you... then I will cause the world to implode into an explosion of rainbows. Yep, the game is turning back to normal, except with one notable exception. Yep, she's gone. Huh. Not in the recycling bin anymore, I can't even bring her back. Oh well. All that really happens is she just says, "Don't toy with my heart. I don't want to come back." You know, that good stuff. It's an ordinary day. Hey Todd, the girl Sayori, my neighbor and my good friend since we were children. We used to walk together, and recently we picked up the habit once again. Are you proud of me? For what? You know, walking up on time. Well, you've been doing that for a while now, huh? You never even said anything about it, even though we walk to school together every day. Well, yeah, I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Todd, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not. I start to say what I always do, and I'm not interested in joining any clubs, but something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could you tell her that clubs are a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah. They have decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me. I think I'll keep it a surprise. Boo, you meanie. Be patient, you'll find out soon enough. School day is as ordinary as any other. It's over before I already know it as I pack up my bags, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello? Ah, Todd? What are you doing here? Well, I glance around the room. Huh? So you're the Todd that Sayori's always talking about. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Todd. We're the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're really strict or something. Ah, sorry, Natsuki. The tall one who's apparently named Yuri seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, is quite the assertive one. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. We're working. Todd, don't tell me. That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. Literature Club. Sayori's eyes light up. No way. No way. Ah. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey. Well, if Sayori's this happy, then I'm sure it wouldn't be so bad to have you around. Notice how their personalities are completely different. Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. Ooh, what an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to. Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? But I make some tea as well. Okay, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. It's gonna be over soon. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. Wow, those look amazing. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. It's really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. It's not like I made it for you or anything. You give a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. Trying to impress our new member? That's not. Insulted Yuri looks away. I admit that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might be a good pastime, but I at least enjoy tea. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Todd, what things do you like to read? Oh, well, considering a little manga, I mutter quietly to myself. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Yep, it's this again. Not to say this isn't good dialogue, but I've read this 3 times now. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't say it. Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, manga is literature too, you know? So if Todd wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it would also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He could take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Todd? Maybe. Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. We could all get to know each other a little bit more. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that'd make 2 of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as far as Yuri, I have to read manga? Jeez. You were the only one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No? I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something you really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Ah. Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so yeah, me too. This is so cute. Sarah, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Notice how they're actually getting along a lot better too. I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food. I guess the meeting's over, huh? Yeah, it looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along, isn't it? I think everyone here likes you too, Todd. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around Sayuri. Ah, Todd. Don't say something like that. It's embarrassing. Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Todd. I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything, but the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for spending so much time with us all. You worked so hard to make each and every one of us happy. Yeah, that's what happens if you go through all the paths. This is actually the good ending. You comforted us through our hard times, and you helped us all get along with each other. Do you get it, Todd? Because I'm president now, I understand everything. You really didn't want to miss a single thing in this game, did you? You saved and loaded so many times just to make sure you could spend time with everyone. Only someone who truly cares about the literature club would go that far. But all along, that's all I ever wanted. For everyone to be happy and care about each other. It's kind of sad, you know? After all you've done for us, there isn't much I can do for you in return. We've already reached the end of the game. So, this is where we say goodbye. Thank you for playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm going to miss you, Todd. Come visit sometime, okay? We'll always be here for you. We all love you. Cute. Well, that's the funny thing about heavy games like this. I'm not against a happy ending as long as it's earned.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So, yeah.
I will admit, even though it kind of took a while to get started, that was my main criticism because of the last video. And hell, I've been playing it for an hour and a half. Once it gets going, though, it's got a lot to it, I must say.
Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you.
It's a good song.
In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you.
Probably not what most people imagine she would sound like, but it is what it is.
The ink flows down into a dark puddle.
So that has been Doki Doki Literature Club. Triple the normal amount of time that I would spend on a video.
But in this world of infinite choices,
I just wanted to get through it.
what will it take just to find that special day?
So that is it for now. Thank you so much for
What will
tuning.
it take just to find that special day?
Make sure to spread this video around like music, and I will see you next time. Now go out there and capitalize on life. Apparently the guy who made this is making more content. Hopefully it's some of that good old horror meta
Have
stuff.
I found everybody a fun assignment to do today?
Honestly, I find that more interesting anyway. Peace out, have a good one, and have a nice and pleasant day.
Everything that we do is fun for them anyway.
If you enjoyed the content and want to stay up to date, I upload 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. You can also subscribe and hit the bell icon, or just check out the end screens right here.